Peace to my comrades, and it is always smoke to the COINTELPRO boxing fan. I am coming to you live right after Jerron Boots Ennis. I'm representing Philadelphia. Our number 3 candidate on the Black American pound for pound list has defeated Zayas. Not only did he defeat him, it wasn't by unanimous decision. It was by stoppage. It was by making him get down on his knee and forcing his corner to say, "You, sir, have had enough." I cannot say I am so ecstatic. I am so proud of the young Jerron Boots Ennis. Sergio Mora, shame on you, my man. Sergio Mora, you tried your best to throw your little shade of this isn't the sweet science, they're just fighting. Even though Jerron Boots Ennis was doing the Philly shell, even though Jerron Boots Ennis did the shoe shine, you tried everything you could to not give Jerron Boots Ennis. Let me give the people a little bit of time to come in. Let me give the people a little bit of time to come in, because I'm about to turn up. I'm about to get unruly. Everybody wake up. Everybody wake up. I'm about to get unruly, people. Let the family know. Coach is live. Coach is live. What's that little thing Chefside play? He pressed it. He say, "It's alive right now. He's alive right now." Everybody in the house, wake up. I know people are thinking, what's going on? What's going on downstairs? What he down there yelling about now? What he down there yelling about now? I'm going to tell you what I'm yelling about. All of you over the let me calm down. First off, salute to my comrades in the building. Salute to Queen Tay Tay in the building. Salute to the messenger representing Philadelphia. Salute to Jerron Boots Ennis. You know, before this fight, Saturday evening, yesterday before I left the gym, those of you who were on my live, I was getting upset because of the disrespect that Jerron Boots Ennis was receiving, as if he is not one of the greatest in the sport of boxing. The disrespect that we were getting as the Black American tribe in the sport of boxing. I heard that Boots was a coward, right? Is that right? I heard that Boots couldn't do it. I heard that Boots was flat-footed. Then I heard, well, Boots gets hit too much. So as soon as he gets hit by Xander Zayas, he won't be able to take the hit. You could clearly see that Xander Zayas came into the ring about 20 to 25 pounds heavier than Jerron Boots Ennis. He not only hit Boots once, he hit him flush clean a few times. You would have thought that Boots would have went down. You would have thought that Boots would have gave up. But Boots started hitting that Philly shell. Sergio Mora, how can you be a journalist? How can you be a non-biased journalist with integrity when you sit up there and you're witnessing what you're witnessing? You know boxing more than most of the population, and then you sit there and say, hold on, family. You sit there and say, this is not the sweet science. This is a fight. How is it not the sweet science when you see him slipping? So this is what I want. All of you loudmouths. I was on the app. I was on the DAZN app. All of you who were talking all of that crap. Now they're saying, well, I told you what they're going to do. They move like cowards. Race fans move like cowards. Now, I'm not talking about those who were rooting for, listen, if you are Puerto Rican and you were rooting for the Puerto Rican champion because he's from your tribe, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking about you. I want to make it plain who I'm talking about. Those who call in and you label all of us in one group, calling us cowards, labeling us with certain gaslighting names wrapped up in microaggressions. You know you're a race fan. You know if you're an undercover bigot. You know what you are. Chris Mannix and Sergio Mora are spineless. They are puppets for the machine. Did you all see what Chris Mannix tried to do? Huh? Did you all see what Chris Mannix tried to do when he was talking to Xander Zayas? He tried to make an excuse. He tried to make an excuse for Xander. And Xander said, no, he was the better man. I know y'all don't want to hear it. Come on in. Come on in. Shout out to, it's only one Jerron Boots Ennis. Huh? I said before I left the gym, I said, Jerron, don't get in there worrying about pleasing their fans. Punish that man like I know you can. Punish him. Make him quit. Huh? See, y'all didn't think it was going to be worse. Y'all didn't think it was going to be worse than what you saw Bernard Hopkins do to Tito Trinidad. It was even worse. I made him get down a few times. I made him bow down. I made him bow down on one knee and say, look to the corner and say, I can't, it must be something. And then let me talk about Sergio Mora one second. This is what I got to say. This is what I got to say about it. Salute to Mana Mensa Musa in the building. Salute to I Am True in the building. They didn't think I was up. I wasn't going to get on. First of all, say this. Rest in peace. Huh? Minister Farrakhan's wife, the first lady of the NOI, Khadijah Farrakhan. And I just happened to be up. And I said, I'm going to watch the fight and I'm not going to go live this time. Oh, my brother. But as soon as I started watching, I saw Sergio Mora saying things that it said, hold on, let me sit up. Then I heard Chris Mannix over there saying something that said, let me sit up because I see what's at play here. If you all the first and second round, even though it was clear that Boots was hitting him flush with some things, Sergio Mora and Chris Mannix were already trying to not even acknowledge the shots that Boots was landing. And then when Boots dropped Xander, oh, they don't like this. When Boots dropped Xander, Sergio Mora says, well, it's still going to be about who has the most heart. It doesn't look like Boots is absorbing the hits as well as the bigger man Xander Zayas is absorbing. Well, Sergio Mora, do you have no shame? Do you have no integrity? Xander Zayas was put on the ground. So how is Boots not absorbing the shots as well as Xander Zayas, and Boots didn't go down at all? Then let me tell you what else they try to do at the end. See, this is how I know they work in cahoots. This is why when Chris Mannix pop up, Max pop up, all of the puppets, I don't want to hear what they got to say. When Sergio Mora at the end of the fight said, look, we have Puerto Ricans, Black American, everybody standing up together. No. Vargas just won. Y'all talked about Mexican power. You talked about Mexican warriorship. When Inoue wins, you talk about the Japanese spirit. When the Mexican wins, you talk about the Azteca spirit. So don't take it away from us. When this Black American fighter stands up, you ain't seen a top pound for pound fighter do a shoe shine since the 90s. I said you ain't seen a top Black American fighter do a shoe shine how Boots did a shoe shine since the 90s, damn it. And I could be wrong, but you got to be a qualified historian of the sport of boxing to remind me, all you talking heads in the sport of boxing, all of you talking heads in the sport of boxing, I'm so happy that you were proven wrong. Do you all know how hard it was for me to, because I'm in the bedroom with my lady. We sitting there, I'm letting her watch her thing, and I'm trying to watch the boxing thing and not interrupt what she's watching, right? Because she's watching Raising Canada on Stars, and I'm trying to focus on the box. Do you know I'm holding it in? I'm holding all of this in right now, right? But now I've gone to another room. I'm in another room and I get to talk to my people. And my comrades are in the building. Oh my God. Jerron Boots Ennis, not only did he win, he did what you all said wouldn't do. You all, and then look at this, family. I seen in the chat, well, Zayas wasn't all that anyway. He was too young anyway. Let me talk to y'all for a second. You are a disgrace to manhood, huh? You are a disgrace to manhood when you come into a match that's coming up, right? You come into a match that's coming up, and as soon as your fighter loses that you're rooting for whatever reason, you throw them out. You say they were trash. How is a former unified champion trash? Can you explain that? You all did it to Brian Norman Jr. Now you're doing it to Xander Zayas. So what I'm seeing is there are coward, self-hating, handkerchief head Negro fans. It looks like there are coward, fly-by-night Puerto Rican fans. It looks like there are fly-by-night race Mexican fans. We have an element that is a poison in the sport of boxing, representing every tribe. Do you all witness that? Before, you all said that Xander was going to be the man to do it. You said that Boots gets hit so much, as soon as he gets hit by Xander, he won't be able to take Xander's power. He won't be able to take Xander's hit. Is that right? Is that right? Well, did he take the hit, family? Yes, he did. Now, moving forward, I would like Boots to work on not getting hit so much. Okay? Because everybody is not going to stand right there in the pocket with you. But Sergio Mora, Chris Mannix, do you have no shame? Do you have no shame? Jerron Boots Ennis. Oh, man. Oh, there go my brother Delano. He said, Coach, this devil Chris Mannix tried to discredit Boots by saying he got buzzed when Boots dominated the fight. They never take their foot off. Hey, listen, Delano. As soon as I started, that's what I started talking about. And that's why when the man came on one of the Truth Tellers channels, and they was like, man, Coach, why don't you say nothing about, Chris Mannix? Man, because he's a weasel. Huh? Thank you. Xander is a good fighter, but Boots is a great fighter. Salute to Boots. I believe they're both great fighters, but Jerron Boots Ennis is just a few levels above. Chris Mannix sitting up there talking about, and they mess up the moment. Listen, when I'm training fighters, right? We go into something called the Matrix. And when we're in the ring, in the Matrix, when we get locked in, we start realizing we can't hear what's going on outside the ring. So it might be something playing on the speaker, and they be like, Coach, you didn't hear the speakers? And me and the fighter will say, no, we didn't hear it because we were locked into the Matrix. Do you all know that boxing fans also go into the Matrix? Break it down, Coach. When you saw Jerron Boots Ennis take a hard shot, and you seen Xander take a hard shot, and they're trading, you start forgetting about all of the division for a second. Those of us who are true fans and supporters of the sport of boxing and warriorship, you start forgetting about all the bad girls club BS in the sport of boxing, and you start thinking about, look at these two warriors. Look at the heart that they have. My God, I am witnessing history that will go down into the pantheon of time itself. But it takes a snake. It takes a snake like Chris Mannix to try to immediately discredit Boots and say, well, you got buzzed. Well, and somebody say, well, no, Coach, that's not him discredit. Well, let me show you how the handkerchief head Negroes work. Come on, Coach, man, take that stuff out of it. Man, he was just doing his job as a commentator. Well, was he doing his job as a commentator when he tried to make an excuse for Xander? And you know how bad it looks when a fighter has to stop a commentator, a journalist, somebody in the media, and say, no, man, don't mess up this moment for Boots. He was the better man tonight. See, now Xander Zayas has me as a supporter. That's somebody I will keep watching his fights. But you all don't do that. You all don't do that when others, see, when the fight before this one, when Vargas won, you weren't talking about, look at all the people standing up. You weren't talking about the melting pot in the ring, the melting pot in the stadium. You were talking about the great lineage of Mexican fighters. Well, Sergio Mora, Chris Mannix, how come you weren't talking about the great lineage of Black American fighters that came before Jerome Boots Ennis the same way you do when Mexican fighters win, because you all have an agenda. DAZN. Did you all see the commercial where DAZN said who will take the throne next? Shakur Stevenson, Ryan Garcia. Just think about that. Shakur Stevenson, Ryan Garcia, Boots, or Bam Bam. They do everything in their power to not mention Devin Haney. But right now, this ain't about Devin. This is about Jerome Boots Ennis. Now, we have a Black American pound for pound list that we do. And I believe with the last time we checked, I believe Devin was 1, Shakur was 2, Boots was 3, and O'Shaquie Foster was 4. Family, it's time to go back to the drawing board. I got to say that. It's got y'all see, I was in no position to go live tonight. I just got in the house. They just started watching. She started watching the Stars Network. I tuned in and I said, my God, I got to talk to the people. My comrades, they have to hear me tonight. Family, how did you feel? We have that excitement. I want you to know that feeling that you felt in your heart when you saw Jerome Boots Ennis wobble a little bit, you see Xander go down, what you're feeling, that is what our ancestors felt maybe 3 times out the week, because there was so many great fights happening. These are the things that propelled the sport of boxing into the stratosphere of billion-dollar industry. And you have people like Mauricio Solomon, who is double-minded and double-tongued. Now, my good brother, man, salute to them. Jared Green, Ratchet since 91. All my comrades in the building. See Life says, hats off to Xander for giving Boots his credit. I will always respect Xander for that. And that, family, is a fact. Xander is more of a man than Ryan Garcia will ever be. That's right, I said it. Xander Zayas. See, some of these brothers, man, around us that still told the name of Ryan Garcia, like he ain't what he is. Watch Xander Zayas. That is a example of a pillar of integrity and warriorship. When that finest damn devil Chris Max, that man from the house of Slytherin. To my Harry Potter fans, for you to understand who I'm talking about. Somebody, Lincoln Ford, who just got here. You see, Lincoln Ford is upset. You see, this is somebody we've never seen in the chat. But Lincoln Ford, he saw Boots defeats Xander Zayas. And he comes in and says, who might you be? If you sit here and shut your goddamn mouth and pay attention, you'll find out who I am. I am the man representing the Black American tribe of boxing supporters. I am the man that tells the truth on our behalf. I am the man here right now celebrating Jerome Boots Ennis. And if you are not here to celebrate Jerome Boots Ennis' win over Xander Zayas, you maybe should get your punk ass out and put your mother's titty back in your mouth, because you're acting like a baby. This is man talk. This is talk for the real supporters of the sport of boxing. And to my ushers in the chat, you know what to do with him. Can we continue? Can we please continue? Those of you who come into these panels and you praise people like Ryan, people like drug cheating Conor Benn, Xander Zayas, he made weight. Xander Zayas stood on business for his people. Xander Zayas went toe-to-toe with Jerome Boots Ennis when he really could have quit. That first time, not the first time he went down, but the second time when we was like, he's about to finish him. And they kept saying, Boots is one combination away from finishing Xander Zayas. Most corners would have stopped the fight. And I had just said, family, right before his corner stopped, I said, his corner has to stop this. Xander's still young. Xander can move up and still give great fights, but they have to stop this. And when he went down, they did just that. I have to give justice where it's due. Harvey Doc, brother, because you are my brother, I have been an extreme critic of yours for the past few years of your ability to ref high stake fights. Tonight, Harvey Doc, you will go down in history as a ref that allowed that fight to go on to the cusp of danger. You did a great job, Harvey Doc. You did not get in the way. You kept the fighters safe and you did your thing. So I have to give justice where it is due. Huh? Salute my good brother Brent Fox. Yeah. CCC family, I try my best to always be respectful, but see, we don't do trolls over here. You will get disrespected with extreme prejudice. My God, did you see Jerron Boots Ennis? You see, I was already I was a little down because I was thinking about our elders. I was thinking about, Khadijah Farrakhan passing and knowing that her passing, I know that the minister he'll be leaving soon. Probably, just the age she's going, y'all know how this thing goes. And I was just thinking about all of our elders, a lot of our elders who are fighters, who have been truth tellers, who have given their lives to our causes, regardless of whatever disagreement or you might feel. And I'm just sitting, I said, well, let me just catch the fight. Told my lady, let me just catch the fight and see how it goes. Jerron Boots Ennis, brother. And I find it amazing that as soon as, Boots not even out the ring yet, they're talking about, well, yeah, Virgil Ortiz he's going to welcome that kind of fight. I find it interesting that when certain people win, the commentators celebrate them in a certain way, and they don't talk about, well, I know such and such is going to give them a hard time. I know such and such isn't going to let them fight them like that. But it's something about Boots, they do that. It's something about Devin Haney, they do that. It's something about Shakur Stevenson, they do that. It's something about Clarissa Shields, they do that. What is it? Huh? What is it about our fighters that make them do that? It is very interesting to me. And the spineless race fans, let me say this to you. I have to make this plain. You all are some of the biggest pieces of shit in sporting fandom. Because the thing about you is, in the NFL, regardless of how you might feel, if your favorite team is beaten fair and square, that's it. We move on. All right. Y'all won. Y'all got it. They might even fight. They might even scuff a little bit. But let me tell you about boxing race fans and self-hating Negroes in the sport of boxing. And if you don't know what a race fan is, race fans are people who pose like they're boxing supporters just to root against whoever the top Black American fighter is fighting. Those are race fans. And after the person loses, they discredit them. They discredit all the hard work they put in. They discredit all the achievements they had. They say that they weren't shit in the beginning. You are a poison and a thorn in the side of us who want to see the sport of boxing, whether it's Puerto Ricans, whether it's Mexicans, whether it's Dominicans, whether it's Black Americans. If you are a click hopper in the sport of boxing, you, sir, are a spineless coward. And I want you to know that you are a stench in our nose. You are an abomination in our sight. And we rebuke you every chance we get. What is it about the truth in the sport of boxing? Andre Ward did an interview today. This morning, he dropped it today. He was talking to Roy Jones, right? Legendary boxer Roy Jones. Put some respect on it. And he was talking about the media YouTube content creators and calling you out for your spinelessness and your lying, and your click hopping. Salute to Black Martial Arts Society is in the building. Oh, no. Listen. When you say they will continue to hate us, that's just who they are. My breath is not for them. My breath is for us. My breath is for talking truth to power. You see, I will never, and you will never hear me say, let me go out and try to appease those who hate us. But I want the people who watch to know, who want to claim they don't know what a race fan is. I want them to know exactly who I'm talking about. Because a lot of people like to say, well, put a name on it. You see, back in the day, at the family reunion when the uncles would get together and somebody was beating around the bush, one of my uncles would say, hey man, if you got something to say, put an address on that shit. If you got something to say, mail to sender. Send it to who you talking to so we can go ahead and get the problem out the way. And if some furniture need to get moved, we can go ahead and get that out the way and everybody can go back to playing dominoes, can go back to playing spades, Those of you who maybe didn't go to the cookouts back in the day. You see, this is before tablets and before we were all into we had block parties, We had cookouts, We had barbecues. You understand? You see, Trill Will, thank you, brother. He said, if it ain't directed, it ain't respected. You feel me? Dino says, it seems like they're giving Xander more credit for sticking in the fight. Yeah, he got a clean hit off, but boy, still lost that round. You see, but that's what happens. Some of these commentators and journalists, family, you all have to understand that some of these people, salute Bella Faith, they are in the sport to be agents of chaos, and they don't realize that they're holding the sport back. Do you all realize what you just witnessed? We saw a 154 pounder do a shoe shine combination against somebody outweighing them about 20 pounds. I don't think we understand what we just saw. For those who don't know what a shoe shine combination is. This is what Chris Mannix and Sergio Mora could have done. This is what they could have done. You see, the reason why, let's talk some boxing talk. Let's really talk it. Salute Prince Savage, and thank you all for the birthday wishes. Let's talk about it. The reason why some of you so-called journalists will never have the integrity or the legendary reputations of somebody like Howard Cosell is because Howard Cosell had enough integrity to call it like it is at the biggest moments. Imagine this, y'all. Imagine Muhammad Ali defeating the monster at the time, George Foreman, and then the journalist then saying, well, Foreman got a good hit on him though. Well, Ali's next challenge, they're not going to let him do that. They're not going to let him rope-a-dope. Imagine the journalist doing it in that moment. You would ruin the moment, and not only that, you would have probably lost your job as a boxing journalist. Because whatever newspaper organization you work for in that moment would have said, what the hell are you doing? In the biggest moment of the sport of boxing, you got up there being an asshole, using your little microaggression BS, being a dick. That's what they like to. Come on, Tom, why are you being a dick? We sent you over there to Africa to capture the biggest moments and put us a permanent stamp for us in the pantheon of the sport of boxing. This is what we're dealing with, and this is why we have to do it. So for those of you that come in and you say, well, who are you? I am the one speaking on our behalf. I am the one representing the Black American sport of boxing in a way that we know that the mainstream media won't. In a way that we know, because see, for those of you that don't understand, let me break it down like this. Let me read that, because I see everybody's in there. C Life said, it's people like you, coach, that speaks the truth and keeps the sport of boxing alive. True throwback boxing knowledge. Now watch this. Stop right there, homies. They don't do that to Mexican fighters because Mexican fans stick together and show their support and power. And it has to start somewhere. That I'm missing some likes, family. Please just tap the screen or press that like button if you're on your desktop and show some love, huh? It is 12:56, huh? I could be laying in the bed with my lady right now, but I'm here because the truth needs to be told. When Vargas, who was in the co-main event, wins, they talk about the Aztec warrior ship. They talk about the heart of the Mexican warrior, When Inoue is successful, when Inoue passes the test, they talk about the Japanese warrior. They talk about the spirit of the samurai. But when Jerome Boots Ennis shows that type of warriorship, Sergio Mora takes that opportunity to say, well, look at everybody getting along. Look at this melting pot of people standing up on their feet for Jerome Boots Ennis. He doesn't mention the Black American warriorship. He doesn't mention how Jerome Boots Ennis did the shoe shine and it reminded us of Sugar Ray Leonard. He didn't talk about Jerome Boots Ennis was in there looking like George Benton. He didn't talk about Jerome Boots Ennis is hitting him with powerful stopping hits like Sugar Ray Robinson. They don't do that for us. So that's why we have to step up to the plate and do it for the people. We have to unify for the people. You understand? And I don't think that anything happens by coincidence. Jerome Boots Ennis, we are proud of you, brother. We are proud because you did not quit. And I want you to know that all of us are proud of you. I know you said on Friday that you are going to win some of their fans over that night. If you didn't win one of them, it don't matter. Because I want you to know we got your back, brother. I want you to know that we are proud of you. Xander Zayas, we want you to know that as a man, we greatly respect you because you could have easily, because let me tell y'all something, a Ryan Garcia that some of you handkerchief head Negroes still like to praise, he would have jumped on that microaggression train that Chris Mannix was trying to pull. But what did Xander Zayas say? Xander said, no. That man is going to take over the 154 division. No. Give him his props. Xander Zayas said, no, listen, I am Puerto Rican. I am proud. But that man, I have to admit, I have to bear witness that he was the better man. I have to bear witness that he is a superior boxer to me. Sergio Mora, every few rounds. Oh, see, this isn't the sweet science. This is a fight. They are constantly trying to take away the majesty of the art form that we put on in the sport of boxing. Look at the race fans upset. Look at them coming into the chat. Look how mad they are. People we've never seen before. You see, this is why you all should be unified. So the question is now, where do we put Jerome Boots Ennis on our Black American pound for pound list? We had Devin at 1, we had Shakur at 2, we had Boots at 3, we had O'Shaquie Foster at we had O'Shaquie Foster at 4 or 5, and I think it was interchangeable. Tank was some up there in the top. But the question is Boots number 1 now for the Black American pound for pound list? The question is, does Shakur Stevenson go way down the ranks? Because everybody's chasing greatness is what it looks like. Shakur beat T.O. Is the version of T.O. he beat? You know, there's a lot of questions that needs to be asked. And the next time we do our Black American pound for pound list, we're going to go over those questions. Oh, man. God bless the brothers and sisters from the city of Philadelphia. I want to take this time to say this to our brothers. There's been a lot of bloodshed in the city. There's been a lot of black on black violence in the city. And I want to say this. You brothers must stop and learn to love each other more than you hate yourselves. It's not easy. It is a process that you have to work on. I want to say this to the brothers and sisters of the Black American boxing community. We have to stop allowing those who are guests in our house, the same way we respect other cultures, the same way we mind our damn business, when they're talking about their culture. We have to start drawing the line again. All right? We have to stop caring about what other people's opinion is of us and learn to love each other so much that the thought of somebody else's opinion about you doesn't even cross the mind. We have to stop the narrative and repeating racist mainstream talking points on our own fighters. All right. As soon as Xander started taking punishment, I'm in the chat on the zone and they start talking about Bud. Some of these same race fans who were against Bud when Bud was going against Canelo, they're bringing Bud back up. They're making excuses because that is the type of cowardly pieces of crap that they are. Brothers and sisters, I hope that you all celebrate Boots Ennis. I hope that Boots Ennis and the family take a little time to rest. I hope both men are healthy and pass their check with the doctors. And what I would like to see Jerron Boots Ennis do is shout out to Bozy Ennis. Jerron Boots Ennis needs some help getting his head off the line when he smells blood. But he did a great job. Tonight is going to go down in the books. And a lot of those who were talking that crap all week, they're going to disappear. Many of them will not show their face. Many of them are going to show you the character that they are, which are spineless cowards. Brothers and sisters, culture, the truth tellers ain't going nowhere. We're going to keep representing for us, the Black American fighters, and we're going to keep representing for the integrity of the sport of boxing. If you all don't understand the double standards, check this out. Usyk just dropped his belt. He's dropping his belts before his last fight. And to make it plain, he's dropping them so he doesn't have to pay those fees. That's what's going on. And Mauricio Suleiman wishes him the best. He says it's unfortunate that you won't be repping our belt on your last fight, but we wish you the best and success. No name calling. No fees were actually paid. No talks of suing. While Bud Crawford, who actually has paid a fee, but didn't pay what they wanted and drops the belt. He's called a coward. He's called spineless. He's called scary. They say that he won't be great unless he rematches Canelo. This family, we have to get to a point where we say, you know what, F y'all belts. We make the sport. And you all have disrespected us again and again. WBO president, he gets up there and he says, well, if David Haney don't do blah, 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 we're going to strip him. At the same time, other fighters, you all have gave the super champion title and they've been allowed to duck their mandatories. But we can't allow Devin to still try to get a fight with Shakur because You all want the fight to happen that is actually not what the people for the sport of boxing have asked for. Salute, Queen Tay Tay. Shout out to Jerron Boots Ennis. This right here, family, everybody's on notice. We back. Boxing is back. Boxing is back. Abdullah Mason, he's up next. Abdullah Mason's up next, family. Huh? Salute Noah Reynolds, smoking on that Zayas pack. Huh? Abdullah's next. We got some big things. We got some big things coming up, and I'm so proud of that brother, man. He was a warrior. He dug deep. And I know them hits didn't feel good by that big guy. I'm going to catch y'all on Monday, all right? Peace to the family. Peace to my comrades. And it is always smoke to the COINTEL Pro Boxing fan. It is always smoke to you handkerchief head Negroes. It is always smoke to you race fans. And it is always smoke to you mainstream puppets that do everything you can to keep these microaggressive racist narratives going on in the sport of boxing. Peace, family. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Sony 1, Jerron Boots Ennis.